We, the people of the United States of Ravenwood, do not agree with the bad business practices and greediness by KingsIsle Entertainment, and I am here to speak on these matters.
So guys, I wasn't even planning to make a video today. Today was supposed to be my day off, but this happened. And it's just like, in my mind, I'm like, KingsIsle, what are you thinking exactly? Like, what exactly is going in your mind of this? Obviously, it's money. I mean, there's no other factor that's going to your mind when it comes to this. And one thing I do want to speak out before I actually even start, ranting about this whole thing. Basically, KingsIsle did make a video explaining this, and their explanation was, okay, we wanted to give some crown benefits to those who are specifically crowns players, and give them some cool and special items. And that was basically it. I mean, that was basically the whole thing. Apparently, the person who was in charge of it, I forgot the name, he said that he actually looked through, how much the average person spends on crowns. And the thing I wanted to know is, like, when they were giving their link, I was like, okay, so what I want to know is exactly how many people actually, like, on average spend crowns. Like, that's what I want to know. I want to know where you got your stats from. I want to know exactly how exactly did you calculate, how many people spend on average on crowns? Because honestly, from the looks of this is outrageous in my opinion. Even to a crowns player, I feel like it's outrageous. I mean, I get most of the crowns players, I believe, will probably just, like, buy the worlds. They'll buy a bunch of crowns, only they buy the worlds, and then eventually just start buying little by little increments of, like, stuff like packs, mounts, all the other sort of jazz like that. People who basically have money. And here we are in this horrendous little night crown reward weekend. Again, this is basically only lasting like about 4 days or so. Actually 3 days currently. And this is just bad. In my opinion, this is bad. Like, let's say for example, the mana elixir, which is the first tier, is actually 330 crowns have to be spent. So basically you have to spend like 1 pack on this. And if you look here, the mana elixir itself is only 100 crowns. So literally, these crowns players are getting a bad end of the deal when it comes to tier 1. If it was just tier 1, I'm like, you could have gave them something a little bit more useful in the sense, like, I don't know, maybe a battle elixir or something. Maybe a gold elixir. I don't know, something actually useful. I mean, like, you could have given them like school elixirs, and so you could have given them something really cheap. Maybe even an energy elixir. An energy elixir would have been nice to start off with, because something actually very useful and still pretty cheap, and you can still make some kind of profit out of it, because obviously you're gonna make more profit the higher you go up of the tiers. But the thing that makes me even angrier is the fact that they had to make a mount that costed 500,000 crowns, actually a little bit over 500,000 crowns, in 550 crowns. So right now there's actually no crown sale, so essentially to get 60k, it's literally $80 just so you can get yourself essentially this mount. And you're basically are going to have to buy like the 60k kind of pack, like maybe like about 9 times, and then something else that adds on to it. So we're just gonna add like maybe $10 or so. If you were to multiply this by $80, we're doing some quick maths here through the calculator. This is literally $733 about it, and obviously it's going to be more because it's obvious that you're not going to spend like 10 of the 60k. So it's going to be like maybe 733, maybe even 750 if we're talking about, if we're all seriousness, 733 to maybe 750. That's basically the range as to how much it's going to cost to get yourself a mount that's very rare, because obviously there's not going to be lots of people who are going to get this unless you're the type of person who likes to collect. And then I will tell you that's stupid. Like, as much as I really want to agree with you that it's kind of cool, it's really stupid, because you know what I could have done with like $730? We're gonna say about $730. You know what I would have done with $730? I was able to buy my gaming laptop that I do for videos ever since I started doing the Frenzy Gamer name. Actually, not really, a little bit after. Since I started college, I was able to get my gaming laptop with that, and I could have bought a little bit even of a better gaming laptop for school, and yet still probably have some kind of money left over, probably to buy some food. What I could have done with that is that I could have got my equipment for YouTube, including the Blue Yeti snowball, everything that goes with this, the filter, the mount, and the arm. I could have got myself my webcam, which is the Logitech I believe like the C920. I also could have gotten my Elgato capture card, and all that in total. Even my snowball included. With all that, I still probably will have more money to spend with that amount of money instead of buying it on something very virtual. You know what else I could have bought with this? I could have bought myself a PS4 Pro, an Xbox One X. I could have probably bought a combination of the PS4 Pro plus maybe even a Nintendo Switch. Maybe it'll cost a little bit more. Same thing with the Xbox One X plus a Nintendo Switch. Maybe it'll cost just a slight bit more, but still, it will still be a better investment than this, in my opinion. I could literally, with that money, that was basically the money I had to play around to basically play for my college courses, because I'm in community college. It costed me around $700 in order to pay for my classes. This literally is the type of money that will be paying for your classes, and yet some people will still spend it on this. Like, oh my god, like, I am just ranting right now because, oh my god, it's just so bad. It's so bad. And essentially, you know, the rewards themselves aren't even that good, and I have a speech slur apparently. I always have it since the beginning. But essentially, you know, tier 1, bad. Tier 2, I guess, but it's still very bad. Like, who really wants a health elixir? Like, really? Tier 3, I mean, I guess, but still one pack. The only thing that was probably worth mentioning is the double benefit, like the benefit elixirs. So again, guys, I really want to thank FM for actually giving out the information a while ago. I will link the video talking about the not the energy elixirs, but the benefit elixirs, you know, in the description in case you guys want to watch it. Because if you guys are living under a rock, FMSorcerer is very well known for giving out like some kind of like, you know, in ways spoilers for like, you know, upcoming stuff and updates, or just upcoming stuff in general, because he basically has really good sources that he gets this from. And again, good YouTuber, really love the guy, and he's also the reason why I have gotten a little bit more popular within the community, thanks to him, and also thanks to many other people, but we're not going to get to that. But he did give us information about the benefit elixirs, and this is probably like the best thing that I ever saw until I saw this. Okay, and Kea actually was saying that this was actually for Crowns players who get to these, you know, requirements to get this like, you know, free rewards, to be able to experience what these elixirs will be like. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's all right. You know, my only problem is how much they cost and how much like every tier costs, because it's not worth it. Like, you will not get yourself a robe, just one lowly robe, for like 60k crowns. Like basically around your $80 right there just for rank 8. And you still have like many more to go. Like, you will not get that for 60k. You know, that's literally how much, like, probably even less. Like, half of that is probably for an entire set. And you mean to tell me that this lowly robe right here is worth 60k? That's crazy. And also, no one cares about Monsterology. Why even put that as a price, the Monster Dome? No one really cares about Monsterology. The only people who care about Monsterology is people who decorate houses, and likely people who just like to collect stuff and 100% everything. But majority of people don't care about Monsterology. That's just a newsflash. And most of these prices itself is just bad. Like, it's not good for the price, especially the mount. I get it, it's rare, but you could have at least, like, in my opinion, you could have at least lowered the price of, you know, every other tier reward. Actually make it something worth. Obviously, you're going to get lots of profit for the last tier, but you didn't have to try to make profit out of every freaking tier. You could have made it to where it's like, okay, it starts very cheap, but it gets a little bit more expensive as you go on, but you didn't have to make it to where the top tier is literally 550,000 crowns, basically a little bit more than $500,000. And the way I will see it is that what you should have done is you should have probably, you know, lowered this to maybe around, at best, like 200,000 crowns. And I get it, it's a lot, but you have to remember that this company does have to make some sort of profit. And you could have, like, essentially what they could have done is, like, they could have made, like, you know, the lower tier prices a lot cheaper, and obviously the last one was going to be where they gain the most profit. Another thing I would have done is probably add a little bit more worth to these prizes. Like, I probably would have, like, you know, if for the last tier, you know, probably give like a secret bundle that no one really knows about, and it's basically like VIP access to a secret bundle, a secret gauntlet, and a secret you know, gear tier. Yeah, that's like, you know, not stat related, but it could be used for really nice appearances. Or and even like give out like even a secret pack that you're gonna probably release soon. Like you could have added this like amazing price for 200,000, you know, and not it won't just be the mount. It'll be like multiple things, and you still probably will make some kind of good profit. But no, you just put a freaking mount. And honestly, if you ask me, if your goal was to just make as much money as you can during the weekend, what you could have done instead is that you could have just put the benefits themselves, just the elixir benefits themselves during the maintenance, because Crowns players have been asking for benefits for a long period of time. And the reason why some Crowns players get antsy when it comes towards benefits is because they don't really know when certain benefits comes in, and they don't really know if it's like, oh, is it worth spending Crowns just so I can get a good benefit, because you don't know when the benefit's coming. One day it could have been pet XP, and then the next day it's Monsterology, and like, you know, Crowns players just feel like they've wasted, you know, like some sort of Crowns just to buy into getting the meta benefit for Monsterology, because some people either buy too late, some people don't even buy at all because they're kind of scared that they're going to get a very useless benefit to them. And these elixirs were basically going to solve the problem. And don't think that's just going to be Crowns players. There's going to be member players who will use this as well. There's going to be players of any kind who's going to try to utilize these elixirs and use the much time that they can use with these elixirs in order to be able to, you know, do their basic duties. Like, okay, you want a pet, you want to like train your pet really nicely, bam, here you go, double pet elixir for 5 hours, there you go, and you can thank me later, because that's basically allow them to train their pets. And they're gonna probably use this pretty often, because again, pet training is like all RNG, and it's not like they're gonna get the best pet every single time. So again, that would have been great. You know, double gardening will be, like, you know, benefit will be used a lot. Sometimes I even think second chance might be used sometimes, maybe in case people just want like a very easier way to get some stuff for free, I guess. Even though you're still paying Crowns for it. I mean, people will prefer this over this, and I'm just saying, if you're really going to do something like this, you could have made it to where it was either a community buy. You know, you could have set like the crown price pretty high, but it's dependent on the community and how much in the community is actually spending on crowns, and then it will accumulate by the community, not just by one individual. The second thing another thing you could have done is probably just lower the prices and give even better rewards. And a third thing you could have done is just not do this at all, and just, you know, give, you know, the benefit elixirs, because that was probably what's going to make you most profit, and probably the less backlash, because most people will appreciate this. Crowns players have been asking for this forever, and so have membership players in some sense have been asking for a way to get, you know, certain like member benefits when there's like a useless member benefit like Monsterology coming over. And instead you just did this. And honestly, I have to say, before I go, is that number one, do not buy this. It is a waste of your money. It is a waste of your time. And the second thing is, shame on you, KingZao, for actually doing this, because this is just bad. Like I said before, and when I got noticed by you guys, I told you guys, I told everyone that, okay, I really appreciate you guys for, like, you know, basically in way, not sponsoring me, but like at least giving my channel a little bit more like an audience, or like, I don't know how to phrase it well, but it didn't mean that I was going to, you know, only say positive things about you guys. I'm going to give credit where credit is due, but if I see something that I don't like and the majority of people don't like, that I'm going to speak out about it, because I do want this game to be better. I know it could be better. You guys proven time and time again that this could be better, but, you know, you just don't really put the effort in order to make things better at times. And that's about all I'm going to say. As always, guys, one thing I'm going to let you guys know is that do not buy this. Waste of time, waste of money. The second thing I'm going to tell you guys is, if you are going to buy it, let me know. I'm going to tell you a reason not to, and that's it. End of discussion. I'm just going to tell you, don't buy it. End of discussion. That's what I'm going to tell you. And, you know, thirdly, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, remember to stay frenzy. Peace.
Tell me, are you down?